So Republicans are in a mad world right now. And one thing that's going on is the United States Senate, the Republican Senatorial Campaign Committee, whatever they're called, has about $100 million at their disposal right now. $100 million. And the thing is $100 million is a lot of money. And right now, the top dogs of the Republican Party in the Senate are saying, F you, every Republican that we don't pick to get these $100 million, you're on your own. They are now going to help only 8 senators who are Republicans who are incumbents, who are in deep trouble. So here's the deal. There's a lot of Republicans right now on the ballot, and about over 20 of them in the Senate, and they are in deep trouble. Shite, if you want to call it. Shites. They are in seats, especially in red districts, that should not be flippable, that are now flippable. Polls are closing in on Trump. He's not looking so great, although I think he's going to get better. And, Biden picked a disastrous pick. But aside from that, the polls are not looking good for him. Therefore, it's creating this ripple effect that's hurting other Republicans. They are sticking by his side. They're not standing there for the people. And obviously, that's affecting them. So Mitch McConnell, that's right, Mitch McConnell, there you go, has picked 8 people, John Cornyn and all of them, 8 people to help out. One of them is Tommy Tuberville in Alabama. He's like the Chamber of Commerce. Mitch McConnell like Democrat. Keep messing up. Mitch McConnell like Republican. And he is struggling in Alabama. Now look, Doug Jones is a corporate Democrat, and he took that seat from Roy Moore when they were running in 2017 because of Roy Moore's questionable past with teenage girls and having sex with them and raping them and all of that, and kind of pretty much just doing that. And he took that seat. Well, that should be a given. Like, well, sayonara, Doug Jones. Haha, you're leaving. No. That is now a flippable seat when it should not be. Not in a red state. So they got to help him. Another one of these seats, Kelly Loeffler. If you don't know who Kelly Loeffler is, she's the one, besides Richard Byrne, Dianne Feinstein, who took their stock portfolio, sold off a bunch of stock in companies that were going to fail and fall during the stock market and crash. And their stock value, their stock value would go from up here to down to the ground. Boom. They got that briefing, the intelligence briefing. They then said, oh, hell no. Oh, crap. We got to go. They took that money, and essentially what they did was when they sold off their stock portfolio, they then bought and invested into companies that were going to help. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing. They were going to help pandemic wise. They were going to make millions and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars really, off of helping during the pandemic, and they invested into it. That's called insider trading, folks. Everybody, that's called insider trading. So that's why she's in trouble, because Doug Collins, who ran against her in the primary, I don't know if it's still going on, but basically he's trying to go after her, but the Georgian people don't like her. People in Georgia are like, Georgians, they're like, we don't like you. You sold us out. And so she's in trouble. And so the Republicans are really trying to help her out. And everybody else is on your own. I just listed 2 people, but 8 Republicans are getting that $100 million, including Mitch McConnell, John Cornyn, and everybody else. Here's the real issue. Donald Trump doesn't have a unifying Republican message like the Republicans did in 2004, like Clinton did in 1996, like Obama did in 2012. He doesn't have a resonating, unifying message. It's not resonating with the people because the congressmen and congresswomen who are Republicans for some reason, they can't use any message because the Trumpmeister himself changes it up all the time. So they're facing that. But the polls are actually affecting Trump because he did a terrible job with the pandemic. I know a lot of people call it a pandemic is to take down Trump. No, what actually is taking down Trump is his disastrous handling of the pandemic. No UBI, no Medicare for all. He gave $4.25 trillion to the corporations, so did the Democrats in Congress. He gave it to the treasurer himself, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. Billions of dollars of that went unaccounted for. Big corporations and lobbyists were bailed out. You were given a one-time $1,200 check. You were also still forced to pay your rent. You were given a PPP loan if you were lucky, but most of you weren't. Your small businesses shut down and many businesses across the country, because Trump's family members, Democratic family members and attorneys and everybody else in Congress, and celebrities, they got PPP loans. They did. Millionaires and billionaires got PPP loans. Incredible. And no masks. No eviction moratorium, no rent freeze, no student loan forgiveness, nothing. Medicare for all, nothing. Also, he didn't take any cure that Berlin came up with. He waited, even though the WHO had it, and I have problems with the WHO, I'm not complimenting them, but even though the WHO had tests, he said no. He didn't warn people about the coronavirus because he was afraid the numbers would go up and it would look bad for his election. Obviously, the optics are not right there. He doesn't know how to do politics very well or play the game very well. And that has hurt him immensely. Immensely. And it's affecting everybody else in the Republican Party. Everybody. And that's a big problem. At least with the Democrats, although they are corporate as hell and they got a corporatist who won't do anything for you, they have a unifying message. They're going across the country. They know the poll numbers are down on Trump. They know they're up for the Democrats. Even Joe Biden's winning in South Carolina, Virginia, Michigan, Wisconsin, and every other, Arizona, everywhere else. And the Democratic Congress people can now run around with that unifying message that the Republicans cannot. And that's the problem, everybody, for the Republican Party. Number two, the other problem is, besides the pandemic, them not having a unifying message, Trump's poll numbers going down. People are waking up because of this severe pandemic. It takes a severe pandemic to wake people up. They're waking up to the frauds that the Republican Party the members are. The Republican Party is a fraud. All the members are a fraud. All the Congress people are a fraud. They sell out the American people every single day. They say they're going to be here for you. And when they say they're going to cut taxes, they mean for the rich and raise your taxes. And then they get on Fox News and fool people like my dad because they don't have a brain and they don't do their research and they actually believe what Fox News and the Republicans are telling them because they're dumb. But now, at least for the rational people who can use their brains, they're waking up to the frauds that they are. They're waking up to the fact that Trump didn't help them and the Republican Party didn't help them. And they just stuck to Trump's side like you know, a girlfriend or a boyfriend that was just, oh, Mr. President. And that's affecting everybody's poll numbers. It's amazing to see.